Climate change. Interesting topic of discussion. Some people say, no, there's no such thing as global warming. That's a myth. It's totally propaganda. Some people say we're going through a global cooling. Notice the two sides of the coin here. It's a global warming, it's a global cooling. The whole polarity play as it's this way or it's that way. Which is, very indicative and reflective of the whole economic disparity that exists. Some people say like, oh yeah, the economic system makes total sense. Other people say, oh no, you know what? The economic system is totally flawed, totally fucked up. There's like this cognitive dissonance about what is happening here. Some say it's this way, some say it's that way, and there's this like pull tug happening. It's undeniable that within and as like the rules, the ways in which the functioning exists of our economic order throughout Earth is that our resources are being in fact pillaged. The Earth is being raped excessively, repeatedly. People are being raped repeatedly, excessively. Animals are being raped excessively, repeatedly. Insects, life is being raped extensively, and it's all within and as part of our nature here. And so what are we seeing? It's like shit's just like getting exacerbated, worse and worse and worse, perpetuating, so that the opportunity exists to say like, hey, wait a minute, we can stop perpetuating this cycle. We can do that by realizing like, hey, look at history, how we've always perpetuated this cycle by saying like, no, 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 things are all good. If we look at history, this is just part of the cycle. We're just in the pattern that goes loopity loop, round and round and round, and we never create like a solution that's practically viable for all life sustainability here. And another interesting dimension for consideration here within the scope of investigation is the point of privacy rights protections, that it's like my individual right within and as the economic structure to abuse, to profit off the abuse of the earth, others. It's my right. My individual right is protected so that I may spite you. I may spit on you with my spite. Forget the collective like interest of what's best for all. We're in an all for one for all mentality where it's the individual private self-interest at the expense of the group, the collective global connectivity. And I mean that's the situation we're seeing right here where I noticed recently how within looking in the news extensively, nationalization of resources is like deemed and perpetuated so much as like a communism mechanism that is just so evil and wrong, and that we need to keep privatization like alive and strong in order for like freedom and prosperity to exist. But like look within the whole privacy debacle of how like abuse is being justified and proliferated as a result of like the private corporate entities exploiting workers. Yeah, and another perspective to consider here is how uh, the extent in which people are becoming emotional, charging their feelings and emotions, just focusing on the positive energies when in fact our reality, our physical reality, is proving to become more and more negative, like extremely negative. There's not much talk about how we are in fact exacerbating this negativity by choosing to ignore the negativity and focus on the positivity, when really this is just such a passive acceptance and allowance, like an abdication of self-responsibility to say, hey, we are responsible here to direct practical solutions for the betterment of all here. So there is solutions being presented. There is a group of people that are talking real shit about what the fuck's going on. Destonians, check out destiny.co.za. No, that's the old website. Destiny.org. Desteni.org. Also check out destonians.com. Destonians.com. Check out Living Income Guaranteed, which is like a viable framework of solutions so that we can facilitate like the eradication of poverty through effective implementation of nationalizing a country's resources, main resources, so that we have like a system in place that provides the base necessities so that all have the minimum standard of living, so that all can have a dignified life. And that seems quite straightforward to me. There's more intricacies to the whole process involved. It would be cool if you took the initiative to join us. I'll provide links at the end of this video. Cheers.